Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look at the third aspect of the poem Birches by Robert Frost. In our last video we had discussed the second aspect of the poem, that is the poet's imagination, and how the poet was evoking his own childhood experiences in the second part of the poem. We have already seen that. Today we are going to look at the third aspect of the poem. Now, what is the third aspect of the poem? It is the philosophical aspect. Now, what do we understand by philosophical aspect? You can see the quote written right above the philosophical aspect. It is written by Robert Frost himself. When he was talking about his own poems, he had mentioned this particular line where he says that his poems should end in wisdom. Now, the philosophical aspect is all about gaining wisdom from this particular poem. That is, coming to an understanding of life through this entire poem. That is, he expresses his philosophy of life in the final part of the poem. I will repeat myself again. I had mentioned this in the previous video as well, that this poem does not follow a conventional stanza break, but still, based on the aspects and ideas expressed in the poem, we can divide the poem into three parts. And we have arrived at the third part or the third aspect of the poem, that is philosophical aspect. So let us directly start reading the poem. In our last video, we had stopped at this particular line. So was I once myself a swinger of birches, where he was evoking his own childhood, where he admitted that he was also once a swinger of birches, which also indicates that he was also closely associated with nature when he was younger. And so I dream of going back to be. So now he says that now, though he is a grown up now, yet he dreams of going back to be a swinger of birches. That is, he wishes to go back to nature, to learn certain things from nature all over again. He had learned, like the young child in the previous stanza, he had also learned precision, he had also learned balance, he had also learned a lot of things from nature. But as he moved away from nature, as he continued with his adult life, he faced numerous struggles, and now as an adult, he wishes to go back to nature. It's when I am weary of considerations. So he mentions the times when he feels that he must go back to nature. When does he feel? It's when I am weary of considerations. When he is weary. Weary means when he is tired. Tired of what? Tired of considerations. That is, consideration is that decisions, the different aspects, the troubles that he faces in life and the difficult decisions that he feels he must take, the decisions that are extremely important. When these considerations, when life comes with all its challenges and he is tired, then he feels an urge to return to nature. And life is too much like a pathless wood. And he compares his life, the struggles of his life, to a pathless wood. Like here resembles that he's comparing his life to a pathless wood. It is an example of another figure of speech, that is simile. So, pathless wood, where the paths are not defined, where one cannot find which straight path one should take to go. Pathless wood means where there is no mark of path, there is no sign where he should go. It is all when he is confused in life. When your face burns and tickles with cobwebs broken across it. When your face burns, he is giving an image of rushing through the woods, as if he's running through the woods where there is no defined path. His life is like a pathless wood. And his face burns, as if he is being struck by something and his face is burning. It is not in proper condition, there is suffering. And it tickles with cobwebs broken across it. He's tickling, it gives rise to certain sensations in his, which is uncomfortable sensations in his body, all over his face. And while he is rushing towards this pathless wood, there are cobwebs broken across it. There are cobwebs midway. Broken across means where the path is broken or where there is obstruction midway. Cobwebs is somehow it is resembling his obstacles and struggles in life. So underline cobwebs. These are all symbolic words. These words mean something beyond the literal meaning. So cobwebs refer to the obstacles in his life. And one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it open. And he also gives an image where he is hurt, where one eye is weeping. One eye is weeping means there is tears or water coming down one eye. Why? From a twigs having lashed. So he was rushing, there were cobwebs, there were obstructions, and one twig means a small branch must have hit his eye somewhere and it lashed across it open, and it hit him so hard on the eye that it was forcefully opened, and now it is dripping with water. Now it is weeping. Now one eye is hurt and it is dripping and water is dripping out of it. This is also lashed across it open, one eye weeping and lashed across it open. These are all important expressions because it shows that there is a sort of disillusionment in his life. When his eyes are opened, it shows that he is disillusioned. The suffering, the pain, the obstacles that he had faced in his life previously, it has made him open his eyes. So it is a reference to that. I would like to get away from earth a while. A while is a very, very important expression. A while, it indicates that he only wishes to go away from earth for a brief period of time. A while is very, very important. I would like to get away, go away from earth. Here earth is referring to all the problems, all the mundane problems and struggles of life. He would like to get away, go away from it for some time, for a short period of time, and then come back to it and begin over. And after this brief break, he would wish to come back to earth. He would like to face his difficulties of life with renewed vigor. He wishes to come back and again start over, begin over, start again with more energy. Once he is rejuvenated, he would start again. May no fate willfully misunderstand me. But he is also scared at the same time. He says, let no fate. Fate is destiny, who is above everyone, who decides everyone's future. Let that fate not willfully, that is, willfully means intentionally, not misunderstand him, not misunderstand his wish, and half grant what I wish and snatch me away not to return. So he is scared. He has already mentioned that he would like to go away only for a brief period of time, only a while. But he is scared that let fate not misunderstand me intentionally and half grant my wish and snatch me away and take me away and not return, and not to return. He wishes to return. He does not, he is scared that it might get half granted and he is taken away and he is no longer able to return. He does not want it. Earth's the right place for love. he feels that though earth is filled with different problems, yet it is the right place for love. Here one can find love, one can find affection, one can find human relations where he will be able to find some consolation in human relationships. He feels that it is important to return to earth all over again. I don't know where it's likely to go better. So he says, I do not know where it is going to be better. But since it is the right place to love, he would like to return. And he would like to give life another chance. He would only want to escape for a brief period of time. I would like to go by climbing a birch tree. Now this entire image is symbolic, it is metaphorical, it has a deeper meaning. He says that he would like to go by climbing a birch tree. That is, he would go away from his regular mundane life, and he would go back or return to nature. He want to go and rejuvenate himself by interacting with nature. By climbing a birch tree is a reference that he would like to return to nature. As an adult, it is not possible for him to physically climb the birch tree. So he is referring to the return, referring to his return to nature. And climb black branches up a snow white trunk toward heaven. And he wishes to go up and climb up and balance himself again and reach toward heaven. He would go toward or near the heaven because he feels nature is a place which is closest to heaven. One can experience heaven if one can closely associate himself or herself to nature. So he wishes to go back to nature once again, return to nature once again, till the tree could bear no more, and he would remain surrounded by nature up till a certain point of time, till the tree could not bear his weight any longer, but dipped its top and set me down again. And the tree would again dip its top and would, the dip is its top means it would again bow down in order to place the poet on the ground all over again. This entire image is talking about his brief return to nature, where he would rejuvenate himself and would again return to his daily life. So this entire image of climbing the tree is a reference to that. It is not referring to the physical climbing of the tree. Please make note of that. And he wishes to return all over again. That would be good, both going and coming back. And this experience, he says, will be good because he will be able to go and rejuvenate himself, re-energize himself in the lap of nature, and again he will be able to come back to his daily life. One could do worse than be a swinger of birches. Now the last line is also very important, and you are often asked questions from this last line. One could do worse than be a swinger of birches. In our materialistic world, we often think that being a swinger of birches or returning to nature is almost looked down upon. It is seen as a waste of time. So the poet says that one can be worse than being a swinger of nature, a swinger of birches. He feels that one will have a mundane existence if one does not realize the healing and re-energizing power of nature. So he would have a worse life than that of one who is a swinger of birches, who can experience the healing power of nature. I believe the entire explanation is clear to you all. You need to remember one more thing, that this particular poem, it was published in the year 1915, and it first came out in Atlantic magazine in its August edition, and this particular poem has been read ever since. and you can refer to this particular poem, you can refer to other poems that came out during the same time if you want to study or know a little bit more about the style of the poet. If you have any question regarding the content of the poem that we just studied, you can comment in the comment section. You can write about your doubts in the comment section. I will try to clear those doubts as soon as possible. If you like my work, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Again, I will meet you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.